Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. You are back again with Talk Football. I am your host, Mr. Anthony CFC, and we are going to talk a little bit about the Nations League. Um, it was certainly a weird one with the Nations League, as far as I am concerned. But all in all, a lot of people did actually enjoy the Nations League, and we have some comments to start off with. Patrick has said first here, and then Mr. Twisted has said he is the second to arrive, and always, Mr. Twisted and Patrick, Josh, and everybody who watches the channel are always here with us, and having fun with us at all times. And everybody is welcome to say what they like to say as well. But yeah, the Nations League was certainly very, very interesting as far as I understand, like as far as I see from my side of things, because a lot of us expected England to do well, Germany to do well, Italy to do well, and how would I say it? The Netherlands. What other clubs were involved? Spain, France. Uh, Many nations like that who were actually like France and all that, they were actually finalists in the Nations League maybe a year ago or so. However, that wasn't what happened. Italy got knocked out of the Euros, and I think they have a point to prove in this situation, hence why they're playing quite well in the Nations League. But yeah, let's go one by one to all of this. So in the Nations League, what we saw is, I think we had to start off with England, number one. Uh, but before we start off with England, we need to speak to Mr. Twisted, who is in the comments. Also, this is his official YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. Click on his name. Go on and subscribe to Mr. Twisted's YouTube channel. You'll see some fascinating stuff about Mr. Twisted coming out. It is with regards to how he sees the world from his eyes. And I'll tell you something, it's actually very, very fun to see the world from his eyes. But yeah, as always, how serious are nations in this competition? See, this is a very, very good comment from Twisted. I believe the nations are going to use this competition as a platform to, how would I say it, as a platform to get into form for the World Cup. That's what I believe. However, I mean, that was always what I thought about the Nations League. It's a UEFA competition, and it's not a. It is what it is with these things. But yeah, so it's actually the third installment of the UEFA Nations League, and it neared its completion last Monday, or Monday for me, or Tuesday for me. And this is how the promotion, relegation, and the four spots in the Nations League finals were determined across the various tiers. So League A, who qualified for the finals, were Croatia, Spain, Italy, and the Netherlands. So I am also bringing up the groups from here. One second. Nations League. Let's see. Right. Bloody hell. So many things that you got to do when you look at all of these. But yeah. So as I said before, it was Croatia, Spain, Italy, and the Netherlands who qualified for the finals. So in Croatia's group, they got Denmark, they had France, and they had Austria. Not an easy group. I believe, yes, Croatia did top this group. And the group where Spain qualified, which was League A Group 2, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, and the Czech Republic. Then Group 3, there was some surprising results in Group 3. Italy, Hungary, Germany, and England. Actually, Hungary came in second, which surprised a lot of people, and they gave a good run for their money. League A, Group 4, it was the Netherlands, Belgium, Poland, and Wales. And you seen exactly you know, uh, why we let Mr. Lukaku go after his miss. And the Netherlands qualified from Group 4. So Spain, the way this qualification happened was Spain left it very late, uh, but after a very bad performance in Braga, Morata, out of everybody, was the hero in this situation. He actually scored an 88th minute goal to give his country like a 1-0 lead over Portugal, who actually just needed a draw to qualify for the finals. So my question to everybody who is watching this is: Ronaldo and company bottle jobs? I don't know. I don't know. The biggest winner in world football bottling it? You never know. Never know. But moving on, right? Um, so as I said, they only needed a draw to advance. The home side was poised to do it until Morata smashed the ball into gaping net in like the last minutes of the game, and Croatia, they topped the group, which included the reigning champions, which was France. However, people need to understand that France is actually very very injury ridden at this moment in time, and they have like, I don't know, 18 people in in the like in their injury list or something ridiculous like that. So France was out, and they got Italy, who is actually not in a very good place right now, where they were like kind of, I think they are upset more than anything else because they couldn't make it to the World Cup. This is the second time in a row, I believe. So they couldn't make it to the World Cup. So they had to prove something, and they have gone out and proved that they can qualify for big tournaments. I mean, sort of good tournaments like the Nations League, and now they are in the finals. And meanwhile, Netherlands made it to the final in the other group. We'll talk about the teams that were actually knocked out in a bit. So these are some of the teams that were relegated to Group B because their performances were bad. So the relegated teams are Austria, Czech Republic, England, and Wales. So with the four tough groups, there was always a chance that some sort of a European superstar might fall into the how would I say it? Uh, Fall into whatever the Group B, but yeah, 100%. We will come to that twisted in a bit, and that's where I'm gonna make my point. And if we see like England, you know, they were in a group where they had Italy, Germany, Hungary, and England. But England could have actually come second or anything in this group, got relegated with the players that they have, like, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, all these other players like Harry Maguire, I'm sorry, Luke Shaw, and so on and so on forth. But this is where the problem lies. And now the three Lions who are heading into the World Cup on a 6-match winless run, right? It's a 6-match winless run. Say what you will about Germany. Germany is a hot and cold team. I think they're just getting their feet underneath themselves, and they're doing quite all right for themselves, and they finished third. But in this situation, I got to give my props to Hungary for becoming second in that group, and this is my appreciation for you. By the way, my mic, my soundboard is working. Yeah. But yeah, so they are joining Austria. I think Austria is Mr. Ralph Ragnick's country. And by the way, if Mr. Ragnick is watching this show, Chelsea needs a director of football. Please join us. But yeah, Austria, Czech Republic, Wales, and England is making into are getting relegated. Um, and and out of League B, there will be four teams that will take the places of those four teams that was relegated. So it will be Scotland, Israel, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Serbia. uh, these four teams have been promoted to League A, which is a massive effort from these guys, and we got to appreciate all of this because Scotland, they sealed their promotion by holding Ukraine to a goalless draw in Krakow. I don't know where that is, but Scotland also went into the match just needing a point. To be honest, they have already done their business before all of that, and it was just a rigid defensive performance. By the way, people, that's when you need to be defensive. When you need to be like when you actually only need a draw to qualify to be like in Group A, not being defensive when you actually need to win, i.e., Mr. Bumgate, you dickhead. But yeah, Serbia became one of the few teams at the club or international level to keep Erling Haaland off the score sheet this season, and in the process, clinch promotion from Group B4 at the expense of Norway, and that deserves another round of applause. So, goals from Dusan Vlahovic and Red Hot Alexander Mitrovic, netting in his 50th for his country, gave Serbia a 2-0 win in Oslo. Uh, so that's how they actually went across. And Israel and Bosnia and Herzegovina previously secured their respective promotions. So they have already done that without a problem. And by the way, we are coming to Mr. Twisted's uh, home nation, if you will, after we talk about the relegation of to Group C from Group B. So Armenia, Russia, Romania, and Sweden. Armenia and Sweden went on to Tuesday knowing that they needed to win to avoid the drop. Uh, Neither mustered the necessary result, though Armenia fell to Ireland, while a stunning goal from Benjamin Sheshko helped Slovenia earn a 1-1 draw that officially sent the Swedes into League C. Then Romania, which despite the comprehensive win in the final match, couldn't overcome the slow Group B3. As a part of it, because of the situation, we will not be talking about why Russia was relegated from that group. By the way, if anybody wants to join me, please let me know. Let me know in the comments if anybody wants to join in the chat this morning. It's not going to be a long stream, but it's going to be a fun stream. Now, the most important time we have witnessed this morning, the promotion to League B from Group C. Group C1, we got Turkey. So Turkey, Greece, Kazakhstan, and Georgia has secured their qualification to League B. They will be, replacing Armenia, Russia, Romania, and Sweden from League League B. Turkey and Georgia have been two of the most dominant sides, just as Twisted said to us before. Uh, they in the Nations League campaign, while winning their respect, they have won their respective groups, and the neighboring nations each crafted a plus 13 goal difference. That deserves a round of applause as well. No other no other squad in any group cracked double digits. So this is all praise for Turkey and Georgia for their hard work and showing us how it needs to be done. I.e., Mr. Southgate, are you listening to us? Um, they are joined by Greece, which made amends after narrowly missing out on promotion 2 years ago, despite not losing a single game. And Kazakhstan, well done, Kazakhstan, arguably the surprise package of the tournament. To be honest, for me, the surprise package of the tournament is actually Hungary. I just think that they have done wonderfully, to be honest. We got a comment from Turkey, from Annie. Turkey also looked dangerous before the World Cup, and look how that turned out. No, I completely agree with you. I think that Soyuncu kid doesn't need to play in this bloody team. Soyuncu, no good. So there was a few teams that were that was relegated, with League D only being comprised of two groups. League C relegation works slightly differently to the other nations league sections. Instead of automatic relegations, the four last place finishers in League C will contest a two-legged playoff to determine which two teams will stay up and who drops down into the lowest tier of the competition. Fair enough. Lithuania, Cyprus, Belarus, and Gibraltar will be fighting to remain in League C when they partake in those playoff matches come March 2024. Based on their respective finishes in the overall table, Cyprus will take on Gibraltar, while Belarus will take on Lithuania. However, from Group D, there has been two teams that has been promoted to League C, and those two teams are Latvia and Estonia, and I think we need to give them a round of applause. There you go. But yeah, so Latvia makes the jump to League C after eking out a first place win over first place over Moldova, and the Latvians led by 5 goals from the holy crap. This word I cannot say, so I am not gonna butcher it. So therefore, they played this team and they did well. That's all I can say, because if I say this word, I am definitely gonna butcher it. However, in saying that, ladies and gentlemen, we are also graced by the presence of Mr. Josh MUFC. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Josh MUFC.
Hello.
People are happy to see you, bro.
Oh, I'm very happy to be welcomed in such a manner. How are we going?
Bro, I was looking at this. I was actually wanting to do a little bit of a Nations League review after everything happened. Not a very
Yeah.
long one, but the reason why I wanted to do it was to give some respect for teams like Latvia, teams like Estonia, teams like
Mm.
Turkey, Greece, Kazakhstan, Georgia. I'm not sure whether you heard me like when I was doing it a bit before, right? Turkey and Georgia are the only two teams from the whole competition to have a plus 13 goal difference, and the only two teams to
Wow.
actually have double digits. That's
Jeez.
actually
That's a
wonderful, isn't it, bro?
considering the big boppers have all like France lost 2-0 to Denmark, and England got bounced out in the last minute, and all this sort of stuff happened. So yeah, absolutely.
100%, and that's the whole idea, isn't it, at the end of the day, because they need to do
Mm.
these guys are doing what the bigger teams are doing at this moment in time.
Yeah, 100%. And as you rightly say, credit where it's due, because you won't see a lot of the you won't see a lot of the media cover it because they're minnows. I mean, sort of, you've got those elite teams like European teams, for example. So you've got France, Germany, Belgium, England, arguably when you're looking at the more favoured nations.
Hmm.
But yeah, then you've got sort of the next tier down, which is like you say, your Turkeys, your Latvias, all these sorts of guys that they've done their job. And I personally want to say on personal note, big up to Manchester United doing internationals. Bloody Christian Eriksen tearing apart France.
Exactly
Diogo
right.
Dallo scoring two. Bruno contributing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
Eriksen.
didn't do it. But then this is the problem. You missed that. They actually needed a draw against Spain, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. They still played well though, so I'm happy
Oh
on a
no,
club
no.
level.
No, props where where it is due. And for an example, like these are like Austria, Czech Republic,
Yep.
England, and Wales are getting relegated from Group A to Group from League A to League B, and League B you got Scotland, Israel, Bosnia, and Serbia
Yep.
promoted to League A, which is gonna make it so much difficult because in the group where England was in, they had Hungary, Germany, and Italy. In all
Oh,
honesty, I thought Hungary would have been the team that would have gotten relegated. But
yeah.
England, bloody hell.
Yeah. On a personal, I'm glad to see the motherland in the mud. It's one of those. It's brilliant. Like, yeah. I mean, this just goes into what we're talking about when it came to Southgate as well in the other stream. So
Hmm.
yeah, look, I mean, as you know, I'm not the biggest international fan, but it's good to see I don't know, it's good to see a few surprises happen, and it keeps things interesting. I'm not sure how many people actually care about this Nations League, as it's kind of a weird format, but
Hmm.
it's a talking point, especially when there's nothing on at the moment.
100%. So before we go into a little bit further, let's look at the comments. Annie say Turkey looked dangerous before the World Cup, and look how that turned out. Annie throwing a little bit of salt, and Mr. Twisted has retaliated and saying can't remember Nigeria in there. By the way, everybody who is watching, go into Twisted's channel and subscribe to him as well. You'll see
100%.
the world through Twisted's eyes. That's gonna be a new show that is coming up on that channel. And Mrs. Twisted. Hi, Anthony and Josh. Hope you both are well. I'm not sure whether it's actually Twisted or Mrs. Twisted, but welcome, Mrs. Twisted.
Welcome,
And
welcome.
Twisted is back saying it's a family affair. And yes, it is definitely a family affair. Annie has bitten back. I'm sorry. Did Turkey qualify for the last World Cup? I'm sure Nigeria was there. And
Ooh.
Layla Hassan has said, "Hey guys, hey Layla, thank you
Hello,
for
Leila.
joining us, coming on our channel. If you want to say anything, please go ahead. We are more than happy to hear your thoughts." But yeah,
Mm,
um, on your point about the Nations League, Josh, I always thought like the this international break was supposed to be like a stepping stone towards the World Cup, where they get
mm,
some much needed practice, much needed form. And because at the end of the day, you need some sort of form to go into the World Cup, just to have that chemistry going and so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But six winless games in a row.
I love to see it.
So
Sorry, I love it. Keep going. Sorry.
six win. See, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm, I'm gonna do it. One moment. Okay.
I love it.
So six six winless games in a row. They're going into a World Cup with no sort of chemistry, but they had a 3-3 draw in it, which is the last game against Germany.
Germany, yeah.
It was a good game, but something that I've noticed, the something that I actually noticed after the game was
Mm.
how thin that midfield was. And do you think that they could have actually done with a creative midfielder like a James Madison in there?
Oh, completely. But I mean, the midfield was always going to be thin when you've got what do you think you named 12 defenders and five midfielders overall in his squad. So he was never going to have a strong midfield. And I mean, what I think Calvin Phillips ended up with a knock. Declan Rice hasn't been in that good a form. Foden's been okay. And who does that leave you with? I forget who the other two blokes were. But yeah, like none of them have really been playing super well this season, and he's really stuck with the tried and true. You know, we discussed it. Maguire and Shaw have not been in form. Alexander Arnold's been shocking this season. Yeah, the whole thing. Like, I'm not sure how he's going to rectify it, or if he's going to rectify it going into the World Cup. I mean, look at the way they played against Germany when I think what they went two down and then they started actually playing football. You know, bam, bam,
But
bam,
I
a couple of
also
goals, and
think,
yeah,
like Germany was like, all right, you know, we've done what we have to do, but we're not gonna win it. And Germany was like, okay, let's let's let it go. But in your opinion,
mm.
who are you backing for this World Cup? In what you can just see, like right now, other than Australia, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, okay. So other than Australia to win it, well, I don't know who to pick. Then we'll see. No, no. I think Brazil are looking better and better every break. I've sort of been gradually tracing them through their sort of
Mhm.
qualifications and friendlies. They're looking like one of the favourites in my eyes. Germany are always a force to be reckoned with, especially come World Cup. Whatever you think of their manager and the way they play, but
Hansi
yeah,
Flick is absolutely
yeah.
is
I
absolutely
mean,
brilliant.
he is, and he's that. And I mean, who was the guy before him? Was it Joachim Low? I think
Oh,
was in
oh,
there before him.
the guy who gold mines in his nose and
Yeah, yeah,
shakes hand.
flicking him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
So
brilliant.
Germany. Yeah, yeah. Well, but yeah. Look, outside of Germany and Brazil, I think it's going to be hard.
Argentina.
No, I honestly don't think so. I mean, they've got a good team. They have a very good team, but I don't think they have. I don't know, something about them and the big trophies contest just doesn't seem to marry up all that well. They might make it to like a semi or maybe even to the final, but I don't know. Messi's a little bit older. I mean, I'd love to see Martinez do well, but yeah, look, I think Brazil or Germany that'd be my shouts. Maybe a dark shout for
I think Argentina is actually in good form at the moment, but
they are.
only time will tell. Only time will
Yeah.
tell. But for me, I've always been a massive supporter of Germany, and I'm gonna back them this year as well.
Yep.
It's just that they are efficient when it comes to these types of things. Yes, they did get pumped 7-0 by. Sorry, do you remember when Brazil was flying high and they just pumped
Mm.
Brazil in Brazil?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like these results can happen. You can almost say it's like the Premier League. Like you just never know who's going to turn up on the day and win it.
Hmm.
But I think player for player, Brazil and Germany are among the strongest. Maybe a dark shout for Belgium or Argentina. This will be Belgium's last
Belgium with
chance.
Lukaku? Are you crazy?
Yeah, but you got to look. You got to think about the and the physicality of international football. It's not what it is in the Premier
Mm,
League. It's sort of more of a Serie A kind of pace, a little bit more strategic, a bit slower, more tactical. So I think you'll find that the team that attacks the most will probably have a better chance of winning the majority of the games, if not the whole thing.
mhm. But
Yeah.
yeah, but so yeah, going on to the comments, turning up when it doesn't matter. I think this is for England against a 3-3 draw. Twisted is sticking with France. The team only came alive when Saka, Homer, and Money Mace came on. Brazil, Portugal, and Argentina are favorites. That's from Annie. Twisted says, "Pooh, finger." I don't know what that means. And he says, Josh hasn't watched Argentina play. They are very, very good. And I mean, they haven't won anything recently, so I don't blame Josh
No,
for
they
saying
won the Copa
Argentina.
America. They won the Copa America,
Oh yeah,
but
that stupid
that's more
idiot
of a
Lionel
like a
Scaloni.
yeah. That's kind of like saying that if Manchester get relegated to I don't know League Two, that they'd be a shoe in for the Johnson Paint Trophy.
So
It's kind of a default.
Belgium are S. That's from any. International football is completely different from club football. I think Annie is agreeing with you in that situation. But yeah,
Yeah.
you so one other thing that we are gonna do is before the World Cup starts, we are gonna have like some sort of a stream where we actually come out and represent our own teams, which we are gonna be backing for all of this. And we will have another prediction game going on for the group stages, and
Hmm.
also for the, how would we say, the wins and losses like we do in the Premier League. So that
Yeah.
it will be all fun. At the end of the day, it's just all fun and games with regards to all of this. But as I was saying, there was a lot of criticism on Mr. Kai Havertz before that game, Josh. I
Hmm.
think he
Yep.
showed them.
Look, I actually saw glimpses of that game. The England and Germany, and honestly, I don't think Havertz played that well. To be honest, the goal was world class. Like it was an it was an absolute banger. Like that's one of the
But
ones
that's
that
what he
yeah,
does, bro.
I almost took off my shirt in elation for him. I would have, I didn't, but no, like but honestly, he was fairly quiet that game.
No,
So
but that's what
he
he
has
does, bro.
he does.
Because the thing is, that's what he does when he plays with a striker. That all happened as
Mm,
soon as a striker came onto the team. And he started
yeah,
playing behind the striker in that number 10 type situation. And this like you brought this up before, like this form going into the Premier League weekend, like for an example, your Diogo Dallos, your Ronaldos with a broken nose, your
yep,
Brunos, your Ericssons,
yeah.
all these players, doing what they have to do going into the weekend is actually pivotal for them. And for me, I think I am very excited to see what maybe Harry Potter does with sorry, Graham Potter does with does with Kai in that like floating type number 10 role, which he actually plays very well when somebody's actually occupying the space.
Yeah, yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I've always like, probably not to you, but just when it's come to Kai Havertz, like I haven't said really spoken to anyone about him because I haven't known any Chelsea fans. But like for me, he would be best served as an out and out 10. You know,
Yes,
in that Bruno, in those areas that he takes up, like he's been okay as a
and
false
culture.
nine when he's played for you guys. Honestly, he's done okay, but I feel like as a linking player with more than enough goal scoring capabilities, he should be behind a striker like a
eh,
Aubameyang, and
he would
he's
do
creative
much
enough
better.
to. Oh, definitely, definitely. Having someone in front of him and being that focal point before the attacking third, I feel like that could really transform his form at Chelsea. To be completely fair.
100%. And it took him 45 minutes to show how good he is, because he's in more space when he has somebody occupying that space in front of him. And
Yes.
the other problem is he actually didn't have a choice but to play false nine at Chelsea as well. So
No, just
I have a I have a lot of time for Kai. I think he is gonna be an absolute star, and he is very clutch for us. And even though he is, as sometimes he proves it day in day out. You just have to look at that West Ham game. He came in clutch once more there. And
Champions League. Yeah.
so, yeah, Champions League, Club World Cup, many games. But
Mm.
Annie wants to actually talk about. Maguire.
Mister, it's not my fault, Maguire. Madness on break. This guy has come out again. More quotes. Although in the last game with that bloody stupid pass that he did that got them the goal concede, he actually said, that's my bad, sorry. But then he went on again to be like, well, this reason, that reason, that reason, like deferring the blame, even though it's just like, Maguire, you can just say sorry and leave it alone. You don't have to you don't have to add to it. You don't have to make yourself look like a bigger tool than you already come across.
100%. By the way, if you want to know what Gareth Southgate actually said about Harry Maguire, go onto our channel, look at the shorts that I have created. It's already there. It's there with regards to Harry Maguire. What Gareth Southgate actually said about Harry, and he says a section of Chelsea fans want Kai Havertz gone already. Bro, I wouldn't blame how they think, because Chelsea fans are so reactionary. These guys
Mm-hmm.
are so pampered and think they're so privileged. uh Now they're gonna realize it's time for them to grow up, bro. It's not like, Daddy, I want an oompa loompa now. That's not gonna fucking happen.
But
You
that's the
know
thing. Like
the,
I feel like no, I feel like Chelsea fans are a little bit more impatient than the United fans when it
bro.
comes to these sorts of things. Like, understandably so, because boom, manager's sacked. All of a sudden, there's a trophy for you. He starts us out, he's sacked. Another trophy will come. I feel like, uh, honestly, United and Chelsea are on very similar pegging right now. And I feel like the patience is going to have to be forced upon them, because unless a dramatic collapse happens and they go 10-15 without a win, it's a long
Bro,
game.
they have to realize it now more than ever that it is what it is. You got to be patient, and you can't be that bloody oompa loompa wanting kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because it is what it is. It makes perfect sense what the club is trying to do. You got to hold your patience, and
Yeah,
players will be played in their correct positions now and see what they are capable of. I've always
yeah,
said, regardless of what it is, um, if Kai doesn't perform this season, I'm happy if the club lets him go. I'm happy about that,
yeah.
because we have given him a fair chance. Also, we also have to give him a lot of. We also have to play him in his correct position to see what he actually does. We haven't done
But
that in a
but
long
even
time.
if even if you part ways with this guy, you've got what you get. It was a League Cup, Club World Cup, Champions
Yeah.
League. Like
Bro,
he's he,
21,
he's yeah. What, he's 21 still.
20, yeah,
Eh,
22 kind of.
Yeah, and he's been clutch for you in majority of important games. Like, it's, I mean, you could say overall he's been kind of a flop, but he's come clutch and he's won titles for you. So you know
Yeah,
what? No, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be like, look, it didn't work out. No hard feelings, and thanks for the trophies. Good luck for the rest of your career.
100%. And if he plays in his correct position, Josh, this year, and he actually puts up the numbers, bloody hell, you'll actually see the player that we, because you see the glimpses what he can do, and what
Yes,
he can do is
yes.
absolutely wonderful. And going back onto the comments, remember Tim Sherwood said Varane makes Maguire nervous. You're absolutely correct. Chelsea fans are more used to success than United fans, hence the impatience. Maybe for the last 10
But,
years,
mm,
United has had a little bit of a drop off, and Chelsea had, say what you will about the club, they still have won stuff,
yep.
and maybe that is true. But for me, eh, right now, patience is key. And Agban Laho, I hate that guy. Agban Laho said
Hmm.
Webster over. Agban Laho can go suck a dick. I'm not gonna read this fucking comment because Agban Laho pisses me off. So, to be honest, he really does piss me off. He's an idiot. Agban Laho said Webster over. Fuck! Look at that. It's already pissing me off.
Yeah.
He's stupid. He's stupid. Chelsea fan are most This is where Annie misread the point. Chelsea fans are more used to success. United don't have more. United has more trophies. But what Twisted is trying to say here, in the recent past, there
Recent
has been
history,
a
yeah.
massive, yeah, there has been a drop off from United since Mr. Alex Ferguson, a certain Alex Ferguson, has left the club, and Chelsea has still won trophies regardless of hiring or firing managers. And if something doesn't work out, Chelsea fans would ask to get rid of this guy, and they would get rid of him and bring someone else in, and it
Hmm.
would yield success. That is changing, and that's where you kind of need to understand where Twisted was coming from in that situation, with his comment. uh, our two clubs will fight back soon. We will definitely then write recent history. Twisted, write recent history, please, next time when you
Relax, you
type
pair.
something.
Relax, you pair. You fight like an old married couple. Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, these two are our moderators, so you know what happens. But yeah, so finally, this weekend we have football back. Friday will be our FPL stream. We will be starting at 9 o'clock, and hopefully by 10 p.m. Australia time, we will have some of the City boys joining us, and hopefully Josh will
Mm.
be with us. We might be doing a little bit of a preview of the United versus City game, and if we also can find a Tottenham fan and an Arsenal fan, that would be wonderful, because
Yes.
there is something that we can reserve the last 45 minutes, like from 10 p.m. to maybe even 11 p.m. We can reserve it for the North London derby and the Manchester derby.
Yes.
We can definitely do that, and in that first hour we can do we are going to do our prediction show as well as our FPL show. And
Hmm.
in the prediction show, we will have this week, we will have a league table to show who is currently leading and the points tally of that person as well. So that is going to be interesting. So we are always upping the quality of our shows for you guys, just to see that it becomes more interactive and much more nicer for you guys to have a conversation with us as well. um,
Yes.
can we wish my daughter Ayla a happy birthday today? Definitely, Twisted. We can definitely wish your daughter a happy birthday today. And Josh, are you ready?
Yes.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear,
dear A
dear
la la.
Ella. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
You. Hip hip,
Hey, hooray,
hip hip,
hooray,
hip hip.
hooray.
I hope you are happy, Twisted, and I hope that was a good birthday wish for Ella. And
Happy
yes, have a
birthday.
wonderful, yes, have a wonderful, wonderful day today. And apparently, Annie ran away. You
Like
bastard.
usual.
So she just turned 16. Annie said so out of
Oh,
tune. At least we sang, Annie.
yeah.
And Twisted said, "Thank you. She loved that." Oh, you're welcome, Twisted. Anything for you, bro. Um, Mrs. Twisted said, "Ooh, I love the singing. Thank you, Mrs. Twisted."
Clearly
Uh,
tone deaf, but thank you.
yes. Andy said, "Mummy, look, it's Luther Vandross and Barry White." That's a bit
Oh,
racist,
wow.
isn't
Yeah. Can't get enough of your lumber.
it? Oh, everything's all good, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah. But yeah, so that's all we have for you boys and girls about the Nations League today. I hope you guys are happy with what we put out with regards to the Nations League. And the most important point that I also want to point out with regards to the Nations League is we we did it not because of the big teams, we did it because of the little teams, because the
Mm,
little teams need that respect with regards to what they do. And that respect needs to be shown regardless of which team plays. And hence why I we decided to do this stream. But normal shithousery and jackassery will resume on Friday.
yes. Bring back the Prem. Bring back the Prem. Hurry up. Sick of this
normal jack
international crap. Yep, yep.
Normal jackassery and shithousery at Talk Football will resume on Friday
It's back
with
to
the
our regular
Premier League,
scheduled programming.
back to our regular schedule, shithousery and jackassery. But yeah, the prediction show, FPL, and also a little bit of a review, like a preview, with regards to our weekend's games, because that's the whole point of Talk Football. We just talk football.
Wow. Innovative.
Very,
I
very
love it.
innovative, isn't it, bro?
Yes, yes, yes,
But,
yes.
but yeah, in saying that, Josh, anything more you would like to add? Would you, like to? Oh, by the way, boys, please go and boys and girls, please go subscribe to Mr. Josh MUFC's uh, channel as well. He has been working on some nice artwork. So
Yep.
yes, please go.
I've actually rebranded. You'll no longer find me as Josh MUFC. You'll find me as
Oh
Red
shit.
Devils Down Under.
Yes.
I'm still running as the name Josh MUFC, but that's not the name of the channel. So yeah, I just put out a City United prediction literally about 24 hours ago, and yeah, my prediction was a little bit of a surprise. So I'll leave that bombshell for our Friday stream, and if you so feel like it, go over and give it a look if you so desire. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. And I will, once I finish the stream, when I edit everything in this, I will definitely add Josh's channel links, as well as the link to the video, so you guys can uh go over and take a look at it. And yeah, as Twisted said, please smash a like, great stream. And Annie said, Tottenham fans, come outside. We need you. We actually do need you, because we need to find a fucking Tottenham fan, to be honest. And Annie, look at the big brain on Anthony. What brain?
wait, are we talking United's winger or are we talking our wonderful host here?
I don't know. But Josh is massive down under. Keep it up. That was for
That's
Mr. Twisted.
that's very punny. Moving on.
Yeah. And ND says, finally, Mrs. Twisted, he's cheating. And he ran away. By the way, these are the kind of things that you might see in Twisted's channel, Twisted. Uh, Also, his new show, which is The World from a Twisted Angle, coming
Very
soon
interesting to
to
see.
you.
Very interesting to
Yeah,
see.
coming soon to YouTube. So yeah, this would be one of some of the things that you might see. But yeah, and as always, Josh, thank you for joining us. Twisted, thank you for joining us. Andy,
Thank
thank
you.
you for joining us. Mrs. Twisted, as always. And I think I missed Layla, is it?
Yes,
Layla
Layla
and
was there
all
in the
the others
comments.
who joined us as
Hmm.
well. And uh, happy birthday once more to Ayla.
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 Yes.
Ayla. Yes, yes, yes. Happy birthday to Ayla as well. Hope you have a wonderful day, and tell your father to spoil you as much as he can, because he is a rich man who wanted to buy a bloody Fabergé egg and put it in a drawer. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, think today again for a better tomorrow. After all, today was yesterday's tomorrow, isn't it, Josh?
Yes, yes, it
Oh,
was.
oh, by the way, I do have some interesting news before we go off stream.
Ooh.
I know you guys have missed this sound. So, the interesting news I have is Thiago Silva has commented on Chelsea TV that he wants to play football till he is 40 years old and is also thinking of re signing a new 2 year contract at Chelsea, which is like a
Ooh.
coaching slash playing contract.
That's pretty good. Yeah, good on him.
Um, Wonderful. And this is the only thing I can tell that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Bravo.
Wonderful, wonderful footballer. And we are lucky to have him.
Mm, absolutely, absolutely.
100%. So yeah, and as always, please guys, like, comment, subscribe as always, and also, as I said, please go and subscribe to Twister's channel and Josh's channel as well. uh and yeah, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything today. And so yeah,
Mm.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us. This is Talk Football, and we are signing out. Peace.
Later.